David, Mayor of Muddy York, going to visit my father's store. My father, Harold Ross, had a tool store here in the years roughly 1951 to about 1980, so 1985. And here I am to revisit the store. I, Hamlet, perhaps looking for my father's ghost, looking to talk with him to see what he thinks of me now, a 66-year-old, 1 year older than he was when he retired from this place. So here we go. Let's go on to my father's store at 257 Queen Street West. So here we are. For some 30 years or so, my father had this store. So what are the sort of things I learned from my dad? Well, I learned that I didn't want to take over the store. Why? Because, as every son must do, you have to assert your own will in understanding what is meaningful for you. And my father, Harold Ross, was a man of integrity and honesty. And that's what I learned from him. I learned you have to show integrity and be honest with yourself as he was honest with his customers. Okay. But the thing is here that you ultimately are your own customer. So you have to be honest with yourself if you're to serve yourself best. That is the business of your life. It's not a business you can retire from. Also, and not incidentally, I am a Jew. Ich bin ein Yud, ani Yehudi. And my father always said to me, David, remember that you're a Jew. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean, Father, to say that you're a Jew? What is a Jew? In Hebrew, a Jew is B'nai Yisrael, a son of Israel. So who is Israel, Father? Let me tell you, let me remind you, my father's ghost, who Israel was. Israel was the name given to Jacob, the second patriarch, the grandson of Abraham, the father of our people, of Ha'am, the father of our people. But Jacob was the grandson, who was a trickster, who was the Loki of Judaism, we might say. And he had tricked his way, and he had won a wife, Rebecca, but he had quarreled with his brother Esau. And as a result, he felt Esau wanted to kill him. So he had fled over to Laban, where he had married Laban's daughters, his two daughters. And finally, after many years of separation, he came back, Father, to the river Jabbok. And he didn't know what would be in store for him tomorrow. So he said to his wives and all of his worldly goods, he said, go on ahead, and let me be alone. Now I will be alone that evening, that whole night, to ponder the meaning of my life, to ponder what it will be, what awaits me tomorrow. Will my brother Esau, whose birthright I stole, he sold me his birthright for pottage, will he kill me tomorrow? Where everything I've worked for, all my wives, all my property, all my worldly goods, will they be lost forever? Will he kill me? I don't know. Jacob said, I don't know. So what happened, Father? Let me open the door to the meaning of Israel. Let me open the door for you to the meaning of Israel. So Jacob was there, all alone. No family, no goods, nothing. Zilch, Vitkus, nothing. So what happened? Ephes. As it says in the Bible, an angel or some stranger visited him, and he strove, he wrestled with this angel, this divine figure, and he won. But in fighting with him, his ankle was wounded. But because he fought the angel, because he overcame, he fought the angel, he was given a new name called not just Jacob, Yaakov, the one who follows, but his name Yisrael. And what does Yisrael mean, Father? Let me tell you, let me open the door to the meaning of your name, our name. It means the one who strives with El, the Lord, or God, the one who strives with divinity. So it's a striving, Father, not simply ritual performance that defines the essence of a Jew and defines really the essence of humanity. the striving for immortality. As Van Gogh said, what would life be if you don't take a chance? And that's the thing, Father. You have to take a chance to find out the meaning of your life. So, perhaps now that you're dead, you can understand the wisdom of my life. Because I, too, as every man, to go from being a boy to a man, has to strive for the meaning of his existence. And that means striving with uncertainty, striving with doubt, striving with darkness in order to understand what illuminates your existence. That's why, Father, I couldn't take over your store because that was your life and it was not mine. So, I sit here now in my clown uniform, you might say, my Canadian flag pants and my leather jacket at 66 years of age with my balding head and my cap with Canadian flag. What does it all mean? I'll tell you what it means, Father. That I'm not the only one wearing a clown suit. What is the clown suit? The clown suit is existence itself. That's what it is, Father. The clown suit is existence itself, and we all wear clown suits, whether you look like me or not. It's just a matter of what clown suit are you wearing. So be a respectable, successful, middle-class person. That's also a clown suit. It's every bit as clownish as this one. So the point, therefore, is to achieve wisdom, Father. And that's the meaning of a person's life, Father. Chokhmah, wisdom. You have to understand and embrace and deal with and explore the clown suit that is your personal existence. If you don't do that, if you don't refuse to engage with the clown suit that is your existence, you'll simply be submerged in your existence. You'll never be a mensch. You'll never be out there. You'll never stand out and be singularly and uniquely what you are. And that, Father, is the meaning of a person's life. To stand out in that singular, decisive moment where you may or may not succeed in your particular goals or ambitions. Communism, you said, that's nothing. You may not succeed in your particular goals and ambitions, but you must strive. That's the meaning of the word. Yisrael, the one who strives with the immortal, the one who strives with the divine in order to state what your humanity is. You have to strive with the immortal to bring out your own mortality. And only that way can you become wise. So let me open to you the door, Father, to my philosophy of life that I have achieved so far at my ripe old age of 66 years. May I live to another 600 and then I'll be 666. Is this that only out of love, and you gave me that name, you called me David. Yes, Ross David. You know what the word David means? I'll tell you what it means, Father. It means lover, as in lover of wisdom and knowledge, as in philosophy, philos, the friend or lover of wisdom. So it's the erotic impulse, Father, that opens the door to wisdom. So what does it mean? Love is not itself beautiful. We are always, however, Father, striving with the tension that we think what we love is beautiful. We think that our beloved is a beautiful. It's that striving, that struggling with our opinions and our beliefs and our tribal origins that allow us to stand out from that tribal origin, from our apishness, what we simply unconsciously, mindlessly copy in order to live fully and intentionally what our particular unique existence is. In that way, my friend, if I may call you my friend, as I may call you my father, love becomes beautiful. Love becomes beautiful out of the agony, out of the torture, out of the relentless systemic perseverance to carve out the meaning of your existence out of your anonymous, otherwise anonymous, merely tribal survival. That's why, Father, I could not take your store, because I could not be you. Because I knew my soul vibrated intensely with what I now call the vibrant stillness of the present. And out of that vibrant stillness of the present, out of that only we understand existence. And the mediating point, my Father, is the musicality of reality, and that is to me the door, the portal onto the gates of heaven and wisdom. So, to conclude, Israel, the one who strives with the Lord, the one who strives with divinity, that has been my life as a true son of Israel. But that is simply a metaphor, my dear father, my dear friend, if I may call you at this point. That's simply a metaphor for all of humanity striving with the immortal by whatever name you want to call it, whether you call it Vishnu, Brahma, and so forth. And may I remind you, Father, may I remind you, my bar mitzvah portion was when I was 13, Genesis. And let me repeat to you, Father, the words. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But what does God mean in Hebrew? It means Elohim, my Father. Elohim is a plural noun, not a singular one. So it's out of that plurality, out of those differences, out of those spontaneous tribal experience that we have in everyday life, out of that, my Father, we carve out El. El comes out of Elohim, and as it says, when Moses encounters the burning bush, Ni Ahiyah, Ahiyah Asher Ahiyah, Ahiyah Asher Ahiyah, I will be what I am. And that is the burning, consuming question of every person's life. I will be what I am. And finally, Father, let me conclude with you this last bit of rabbinic wisdom. There are three names, the rabbis say, that we have. The first name given to us by our parents, the second given to us by our friends, and the third name we give to ourselves, and that, the rabbis say, is the best name. That's why, Father, the name I give to myself is David, the lover of wisdom. And only through that way can I truly be a son of Israel, because I've gone beyond the tribe Israel and into the very musicality of reality, which is the final and fitting conclusion to my quest for an intentional and meaningful life. So yes, Father, you and my mother gave me biological, physical life, but ultimately I had to give myself life through striving with the immortal.